Hello guys, and welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday, and we're just gonna get right into this one. So I was not able to get the Cremated palette the first go around, so I found out through an old friend that it was available again. I went ahead and got it. We're going to go ahead and do a review today on the Cremated palette. So as you guys know, with my reviews, I typically will leave everything sealed in the box until I have it on camera so that I can always give you my first impressions. I'm always really patient with trying to play with these palettes. So let's go ahead and get this open. Here it is, the Cremated palettes. So here is the Cremated palette. It's the first one where he's actually put his face on the front. And the inside is, there you go. So of course he has a little protector, little mirror, kind of a typical size and weight for a Jeffree Star palette. So I will be honest, this one doesn't look like it's sold as well as some of his other ones, and I mean that's kind of to be expected. He's known for his colors. So today I want to do something a little different. Normally I'm a little bit more creative with my makeup, but lately I can honestly say that my past couple videos I've just been kind of going through the same basic routine. So I want to do something a little bit more creative, especially since we're dealing with a more, basic look palette. Because this is a neutral palette and it is a more basic kind of palette, we will do our color swatches, but I think I'm going to just stick with one look. So we're going to go ahead and start right at the top row. We're going to start with this deep black matte shade. It's called Hearse. Not as deep as I expected. Let's go over it with another swatch. But let's see how that performs on the eyes. So that's Hearse. Next to it is Angel of Death, which is one of his more like metallic looking dark black shades. And I really like that one. That's definitely a deep, rich black shade. Next we're going to go in with Gravedigger, which is a matte gray. It's a very dark matte gray. So that is Gravedigger. Next we have Death Certificate, which is very deep silver. It almost reminds me of like a nickel, darker type of a metallic gray. So that is Death Certificate. Next we have another dark matte gray. It's slightly lighter than Gravedigger, the one we used here. This one's called RIP. So we're going to go ahead and take that. So this is RIP. Next we're going to take Pallbearer. This is the first one I'm kind of excited about. So Pallbearer is it looks like a metallic-y, maybe even a glittery type of shade here. So it's another silver. Let's see how this comes out. The first one that I really, really want to see. Yeah, and his textures are just so creamy. Wasn't really impressed with that black, but the rest of them are pretty good so far. Yeah, very pretty. So yeah, that's definitely more of a shimmer shade. That would be Pallbearer. Next, we're down to the second row, and this next color is more of like a, I don't know, like an army green brown kind of matte shade. It's a little different, so we're going to go ahead and try that next. It's called Inheritance. So yeah, definitely gives that kind of army kind of vibe. Yeah, so that's called Inheritance. Next to that, we have another gray shade. This one is called Wednesday. So it's a lighter, so it's kind of just going down slightly in shades. There's definitely a lot of shades of gray, so it's hard to describe it without you just seeing it on my swatches. But this is Wednesday. It's a slightly lighter matte gray than the other ones we had earlier. So there's Wednesday. Right. Next we have another one that looks kind of fun. It's another metallic shade. It's called Mortuary Beautician. It's got a little hearse on it. That one's super pretty too. That's another super shimmer shade. Very, very shimmery. So that's a much darker color. That's Mortuary Beautician. Now we're getting into some more of like, we're going to be kind of moving down. We have one more gray, but we're going to move kind of down into some of our browns. So the next one's another, it looks like a shimmery metallic called Last Look. This is a deeper brown color. Ooh, this one has a lot of fallout in the pan just from touching it, but again, could be different than how it performs on your eyes. Oh yeah, that's a really, really pretty brown shimmer shade. So that is Last Look. Wow. Yeah, I definitely love his shimmers. Next to that, we have another matte gray. So this is a kind of our last dark matte gray of the palette. This one's called Solemnly Swear. These matte grays are performing really well. I was kind of a little disappointed in the beginning with that black, but I mean, that's that matte gray Solemnly Swear. Super nice. The next one is a matte brown next to it. It's called The Morgue. So that's that matte brown, The Morgue, here. So now we're going to go down to the next row, and we've got kind of a lighter metallic brown. And this one's called Mausoleum. I don't know that word. I'm sorry. I'm sure it has something to do with death, but it's M-A-U-S-O-L-E-U-M. Mausoleum. Mausoleum. I don't know. Let me know. So we're going to go ahead and get into that next. Wow, this looks really pretty. Super pretty. Yeah, that's like a gold. Like a light brown gold. Super shimmery. Super, super pretty. Gorgeous. I really like that one. That's a really, really pretty shade. Next is a, I don't even know, it looks like a matte, but let's see, because it's got a little bit of sparkle in it. You can kind of see it's called Embalmed. It's like a very light gray, but it's like sparkling. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up in the light, but it reminds me of like a sequin kind of gray. Need a little more. Yeah, it's really pretty. It's got a little, it probably looks like a matte on the camera, but if you see it, it's got some sort of like shimmer in it. It's very pretty. So next we're into like a kind of a very, very gray brown. It's called Eulogy. So I really don't know how else to describe the color, but this is Eulogy, and this is a matte shade. I apologize, I'm not used to doing swatches with my left hand, but this is great practice. So that's Eulogy. Okay. Next to that we have Life Insurance, which is a light matte gray. That is Life Insurance. It's a terrible swatch. Next we have a really pretty matte brown. It's called Last Respects. Well, it looks more pretty in the pan, but let's see. I like that one. That is like a really good transition shade. So that's called Last Respects matte. Next we have Goodbye, which is a silver metallic. That'll be the end of our third row. I don't know if I like this one. Let's see how that swatch comes out. I mean, when you look at some of these, it's like, I guess it's a like lackluster kind of metallic. I don't really like that one. Personal opinion. Next we have Obituary, which is another, it's a lighter, definitely a lighter, like more of a transition shade that I would use. But that's that one, Ring Finger. So this is Obituary. But yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful, just light tan, great transition shade. You know, you're going with the darker smoky eye, darker transition shade. You want to go with a lighter color, use a lighter transition shade. That's what I look at those as, is those are transition shades, or they're just, you know, neutrals if you want something more natural in the crease or something like that. Next, we're getting into like the bright colors now. So we are into the last 5 swatches of the palette. So we're at Burial Gown, which is this, it's almost like, it reminds me of like a Swiss coffee. Like it's kind of a white, but it's like an off-white, almost got a yellow undertone to it. So I'm going to move to the front of my hand and we're going to go ahead and get into Burial Gown. I decided to start with a fresh arm. So we're just going to do the last 5 colors real quick, and then we're going to move on to an eye look. So yeah, that's super bright. Matte color, this is your bridal gown. There. Next we have, this one looks really pretty. It's almost like a champagne color. It's like a metallic champagne. It's called Afterlife. Afterlife. Oh wow, yeah, that's really pretty. Beautiful, beautiful shimmer shade. Am I surprised? Not at all. Was I super excited about this palette? No, because I like colors. But I need a good neutrals. The only one I have is that Tati one, and I'm usually picking through. So it's nice to have all your blacks, browns, grays, all kinds of different shades in one palette. This is called Casket Ready, this one here. So it is a another kind of off-white kind of matte shade. Different, it doesn't have the yellow undertone. It has almost more of a brown undertone to it, but it's still a very light shade. So next we have a bright white. This is called Death Blow. Yeah, Death Blow. So super, super bright white. I'm hoping that's not. Anyways, let's go ahead and try that. Terrible job. Terrible swatches. It's because I'm trying to show you guys while I do it. I'm not used to that. So, you know, you girls trying to practice doing things a little bit different. So I apologize if it's getting a little messed up here. But that is Death Blow. That is your matte white. And, you know, it's a matte white. Not super impressed. Yeah, it has a lot of pigment. Now is the one that I've been waiting for the whole time. This one here. Super excited to try this. This one is called Diamond Ashes. And this one is a beautiful... super looks like glittery metallic. Reminds me of Pallbearer, the one we did earlier. This is one that I see myself using as a highlighter because I just love these shimmery white looks. And it's very iridescent, actually. A little surprised by that. Super pretty, though. Super pretty. If you want that blam highlighter shade, I mean, you can use that as well. So very, very pretty. That is Diamond Ashes. So that does it for the swatches. Okay, guys, so I adjusted the lighting a little bit so you can see a little bit better, especially because we're dealing with a neutrals palette. I think for the tutorial portion of the video, I'm going to go ahead and do one eye off camera just so I can get the hang of it and I'm not wasting too much time, and then I will come back and walk you through the second eye. Hello guys, and we're back. And so I have completed one eye off camera. I'm going to go ahead and go through the whole tutorial and show you exactly what I did, but I did go ahead and do my halo eye with a really wide wing, and then probably could have avoided using the glitter, but I wanted to add a little pop of like color, so I went ahead and did some like colored and gold glitter in the crease of the eyelid. Probably wouldn't have done it if I can go back, but let's go ahead and get started on the other eye. So first, as you guys already probably know, I'm going to go ahead and take my MAC Painterly Paint Pot and I'm going to go ahead and prime my left eye. And so the first color I'm going to go ahead and use is the color Wednesday. I'm going to go ahead and take this and take it right into the crease and kind of bring it a little high up. So I'm going to go ahead and take that shade on my Morphe Y19 Fluffy Blender Brush, and again, go ahead and get that all in the crease. So once I have that color packed in the crease, I'm going to go ahead and just really, really blend this in very well, and I want to come very deep into the inner portion of the eyelid here, because again, we're doing that halo eye look. Okay, once I've got that color blended in really nice, I'm going to go ahead and take Life Insurance, that lighter gray color down here, and I'm going to go ahead and use just a little bit of that. I'm going to take the same brush. I haven't added any more of Wednesday, so I'm going to take that same fluffy blender brush. I'm going to take that lighter Life Insurance shade, and I'm just going to buff out the top a little bit so that it doesn't look like such a harsh gray line. And I'm being very dramatic, so I'm bringing this really high up on the eyelid. Okay, once I got that color down, I'm going to go ahead and take, this is my Morphe R41, my little dense packing brush. I'm going to go ahead and start with Hearse, which is the dark black. I'm going to lay down a bit of a base on the inside and outside of the eyelid, and then after I get that down, I'm going to take a wet brush and go into Angel of Death, the shimmer shade, and I'm going to build that shimmer over the top of this color. And the big thing with dark colors, Hearse, honestly, of all the ones that I've played with, Hearse is the one that I've probably like the least. There's a lot of better blacks out there. I mean, even Jeffree Star himself has done better blacks than this. So you can be a little bit more generous because it does come out, it's not super pigmented. But with dark colors, you definitely want to take your time and just kind of pack it on, blend, pack it on, blend. It's impossible to fix after you've added too much, but you can always build in more. So we're going to build in this color nice and slow. And the key thing when doing a halo eye look is to try to leave that center as bare as possible. And on the outside portion, I'm going to pack a little bit into the crease because I am going to use that to deepen up the crease just a smidge where the gray is. So to go ahead and blend that out, I'm going to go back with my fluffy blender brush and just kind of blend that black in with that gray. From there, I'm going to go ahead and take my small detailer brush. This is the JS7, just a really small detailer brush. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer and I'm going to really clean up the center where I'm going to put in these lighter colors for that halo eye. So now that I've got that done, I am going to go ahead and take Death Blow, which is that bright white shade, and I'm going to go ahead and just use that to kind of set and again lighten up the center just a little bit more. So I'm going to take that onto my R42 little packing brush, and I'm going to go ahead and pack that over where I just placed that concealer and cut the center. Now that I've got that all lightened and brightened up in the center, what I want to go ahead and do is go into Angel of Death. And Hearse is what I used on the outside. I'm going to use Angel of Death to now add that shimmer, that shiny shimmer that you see on the inside and outside, just right over where I put that black. So since it is a metallic-y shimmer shade, I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush with my MAC Fix Plus. Go in with a wet brush, grab Angel of Death, and go ahead and pack that on the inside and outside of the lids to give it that shimmer. Want to be super sparkly, shiny girl today. Now I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit smaller packing brush, my JS10 Morphe Jeffree Star brush, and I'm going to go ahead and take Diamond Ashes, that beautiful shimmery metallic white. And we're going to go really high contrast on this, and I'm going to put this over the white in the center. So again, since it's a metallic shimmer shade, I'm going to go ahead and wet this with my MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to go ahead and dip right in, and that'll go directly on that white color that we just did. Okay, what I'm going to go ahead and do really quick is go back in with my blender brush, and I just want to kind of clean up. You don't usually want to do too much cleanup or blending with shimmer shades because you can really mess them up. But I'm just going to touch the very, very top end here just to blend that black shimmer shade in with the blacks and grays in the creases so that it just doesn't look like, again, such a harsh line. I really don't want those harsh lines between those colors. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and take my M433 brush, and I'm going to go into that dark silver metallic. It is Mortuary Beautician right here, and I'm going to use this shade to soften between the two shimmer shades, the white and the black, to give it that kind of ombre effect that you see on the other eye. Okay, and once I feel that is all, blended to my liking and I've got that kind of halo eye look I'm looking for, I am going to go ahead and do the bottom, the lower lash line now. So what I did on the lower lash line is I just took those initial colors, which were Hearse and, and Death Blow, the white, and I'm going to go ahead and take those and do just a similar look. I'm going to do the inside-outside corner with the black and do the center with the white to kind of let that halo eye look kind of feed down the eye. So for that, I'm going to take the black on my Morphe E19, my little small kind of dense brush, and go ahead and take Hearse on the outside and inside portions of the lower lash line. I'm going to take a little bit smaller brush. This is my E35 to use that white Death Blow in the center. And then I'm going to kind of try to just blend in between instead of using a transition color. Okay, and because I want to smoke it out just a smidge and I don't want it to be quite so sharp underneath the eye, I'm going to go ahead and go in with, this is Obituary, that transition shade, and I'm just going to smoke out underneath the black just a little bit so it doesn't look so harsh and unnatural. Okay, now that I have that on, I'm going to go ahead and take just a little dense brush. This is my Morphe JS13 little dense brush, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into Pallbearer, this beautiful metallic we used earlier on the swatches that I really fell in love with, and I'm going to go ahead and stick that right in the inner corner for my inner corner highlight. Okay, now that I have that, I'm going to go super extreme here, and I'm going to go ahead and take that beautiful champagne metallic-y color, Afterlife, that I fell in love with also. And I'm going to take that on my, I know this is the one that I've rubbed all the numbers off, it is. So this is like one of my favorite brushes. So we're going to take Afterlife, and I'm going to use this instead of just doing like the inside of the brow bone. I'm going to do the whole brow bone so that I just want my whole eyelid and just everything to be covered in makeup today. Okay, now it is a time for eyeliner. So normally I hate doing eyeliner on camera. I hate doing eyeliner, period. But we're going to go ahead and do it on camera today because I don't think I've ever done this deep of a liner with you guys. So might as well just do a whole cat eye eyeliner. So I'm taking my Morphe M165. I use this for my eyeliner. I spray it with my MAC Fix Plus, and I just use the eyeshadow. For those of y'all that already know, I'm not an eyeliner fan. So we're going to go, I'm just going to go into the right side of hers. Now the big thing with wings that is so important and has just changed my makeup game, because I used to hate winged eyeliners, and I think it was primarily because I didn't really know how to do them, so they would come out just looking really wonky because my eyes are kind of down shaped. They're not like, you know, up. So what you do with your eyeliner is you'll follow the shape of your eye, and I kind of use this like a stamp, to be honest with you. So I'll just go right with the shape of my eye, and I'll just kind of stamp it there so that I have my line, and then I will bring it in, but I will bring this just in here, and then just kind of bring these in to meet a little bit. And then once I've got the base down, then I'll kind of sharpen up that edge. Okay, now honestly, this is probably where I should have stopped with the eyeshadow look, but I'm really ridiculous. So at this point, when I was on the side, I was like, I want some more shimmer and some more glitter, because I don't know, I like shimmer and I like glitter. So I went ahead and took two different Stilas, because I wanted gold and I wanted color, but I didn't want to go too gold and I didn't want to go too color. So I was like, let me just mix them together. So what I did is I took a very, very, very small detailing brush, which was this one. It was my JS14. But I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit on the edge of my little pointy brush. And I'm going to go ahead and just literally line this up on top of the eyeliner and then bring it up into the crease and just all the way across the crease to give myself some glitter, because, you know, I like glitter. Because it's makeup and I can do what I want to do. And you should do what you want to do with your makeup. Do whatever you want with makeup. I love it. Can't tell you guys how much I really love doing makeup. So once I got that beautiful bluish, pinkish, whatever, just rainbowy glitter on, what is this called anyways? This is called opal eyes, so I guess it gives you opal. Makes sense. Okay, once I had that on, then I took Smoky Storm and did the same exact thing to soften it out. So you see how this one is like less blue, and you kind of get, I don't know if you guys can catch it on the camera, where this one's like really got that blue look. So what I want to do is soften it up with a little bit of gold. So same thing, took it on my very small brush, and then just took that all in the same exact areas I just went over. Okay, and once I had that in place, I went ahead and took my little blender brush. I took a really clean one. This is my Morphe R39, and I went ahead and just kind of softened it up. If you take it and you just barely touch the skin and just kind of rub it, it's going to mix those two colors together and kind of give that look I got on this side. And there you go, glittery, shimmery halo eye. So that will be it for the palette. I am going to go ahead and go off camera really quick and do my mascara, eyelashes, and a little bit of white eyeliner, as you can see, on the lower lash line, and I will be right back. Alright, so liner's on, lashes are done. I'm going to really quickly just go ahead and pop on some of my Fenty Beauty highlighter. And then during my last review on the Lady Gaga Stupid Love palette, I will make sure that video is linked at the end of this one in case you're interested in seeing it and have not done so already. But I forgot in that video that I had also ordered a lipstick from House, or a lip gloss from House Laboratories, and I did not use it. So because this is a look, I don't remember what color it is, we'll find out in a second. But because this look can pretty much go with any color lipstick, we're going to go ahead and check out that gloss. And I'm going to try the gloss first and then maybe put a lipstick under it to see how it performs. Alright, so let's go ahead and try just the gloss first. This is At The Real. So this is by House Laboratories. I should have done it in my last review, but I forgot. So let's see. I think I'm going to wipe it off, put on a lipstick, and then put this over. You know, I decided to go with a little bit darker nude. I'm using the Victoria's Secret Perfection Cream Lip Color. Cream matte lip color. So put this on, let it dry down a bit, and then I'm going to put the gloss over the top. So anytime you're doing lipstick, if you're doing a matte lip color under a gloss, just tip is to always make sure the matte dries first, or else you end up with a mess. You also mess up your gloss. But especially Victoria's Secret, they make some really cute shades, I've noticed, but they bleed a lot. So you really, really, really want to make sure that lip color is dry before you put your gloss over the top. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to go ahead and take my Morphe setting spray. I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face, and then I'll add my gloss afterwards. Alright, let's go ahead and put back on my gloss, and then I will be all done. I would say this is a really interesting applicator. It's kind of like a hook. I don't know how to explain it, but it like wraps and like hugs your lips. I kind of like it. I will say I really, 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 really like this gloss. I like that it's not sticky. It's very lightweight. It doesn't feel sticky or greasy. I really, really like it. I'm actually very impressed with the gloss. So yeah, that's a good thing. Alright guys, so before I give you my final thoughts, just a quick reminder to please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ring that bell to get notified of my upcoming uploads, and share with your friends. As far as my review of the Cremated palette, I mean, it's a basic color palette, but it gives you the Jeffree Star quality, right? So I think every girl can use, you know, your smoky eye kind of go-to palette. And honestly, although this is far from my favorite Jeffree Star palette because I am more into color, with the performance of everything and just his creamy textures, his beautiful shimmers, it's that same Jeffree Star quality that you expect now from his products. And yeah, I'm going to be using this a lot, like for neutral looks. I went a little extreme, more smoky eye, halo look. I wanted to do something different today, so I did. I accomplished that goal. But yeah, for like neutral, natural looks, smoky eyes, all that, I think this is a beautiful palette. I think he did an amazing job. Not a surprise. Literally the only complaint I have with this palette was his first color in the palette, Hearst, that black, is not very pigmented. It takes a little bit of work, takes some layering up. Not a big deal. There is a little bit of fallout. That's same as always with Jeffree Star stuff. Doesn't bother me, bothers some people. Typically, though, I would have waited to do my base after my eye look, but I just felt like getting that out of the way. So, love the palette. gonna definitely become my go-to neutral palette. And with that being said, guys, that's kind of it for this video. I appreciate you guys all checking in with me. I am going to try and get back to a more regular schedule. I know I've been a little off with everything going on. This definitely is not going to go up on Tuesday, but I will get it up as soon as possible, and we will be back into cooking videos on Friday. Yeah, and if you guys have any requests, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks again for tuning in, guys. See you next time.